Trump called it a great deal. Iran called it a victory. But 10 of the world's top military experts were asked who really won, and their answers will shock you. Today on Smartobrains, we present both sides of the argument. You decide. Before we deliver the verdict, we need to understand what America actually went in to do. Because this is where the story gets complicated. When Trump launched Operation Epic Fury on February 28, 2026, the White House gave 5 different justifications for the war. End Iran's nuclear program. Destroy its missiles. Stop support for Hezbollah. Stop support for Hamas. Achieve regime change. And at one point, even seize Iran's oil. Those were the goals. Now, let's see how many were actually achieved. Let's be fair and give America full credit where it's due. Militarily, the United States did enormous damage. Within just 1 week, Iranian missile attacks fell by 90% under US strikes and Israeli strikes. Iran lost the vast majority of its missile launchers and weapons production sites. The US military claims it sank over 90% of Iran's entire navy. Think about that for a second. Israel killed over 250 Iranian leaders during the conflict. Supreme Leader Khamenei himself, almost the entire senior military command, the entire top tier of an enemy government, wiped out in a matter of weeks. In traditional military terms, that is an extraordinary achievement. Iran's nuclear program was also set back by an estimated 10 years, according to multiple expert assessments. Here is where it gets uncomfortable. Because war is not just about military power. It is about political outcomes. And that is where America's story falls apart. The Center for Strategic and International Studies analyzed the full peace deal text. Their verdict was damning. The agreement is lopsided. Iran gets most of what it wants and gets it up front, before final negotiations even begin. The United States gets very little. Israel gets even less. Iran's ballistic missile program, completely untouched by the deal. Its network of armed proxies across the Middle East, Hezbollah, the Houthis, Hamas, not mentioned anywhere in the agreement. The Islamic Republic of Iran is still standing. The new Supreme Leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, the dead leader's own son, is reportedly even more hardline than his father. America broke everything, then handed Iran the money to rebuild it. And then there is the Israel problem, which nobody in Washington wants to discuss openly. Netanyahu told Trump directly that Israel does not consider itself bound by the Lebanon clause in the agreement. Israel kept striking Lebanon even after the ceasefire was signed, killing more than a dozen people on the very night Vance was flying to Switzerland to negotiate peace. For the first time in history, the US Senate passed a war powers resolution formally rebuking Trump over the Iran conflict. Iran had one weapon that changed everything: the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow strip of water, just 33 kilometers wide, carries 20% of the world's oil supply. Iran closed it, and the global economy buckled. Oil hit nearly $120 a barrel. Flights across the Middle East stopped. Dubai airport was damaged. Even now, as talks continue in Switzerland, Iran has declared the strait closed again, citing Israeli violations. Oil markets open Monday morning. Watch what happens to your fuel prices. Newsweek asked 10 of the world's leading military experts for their verdict. Here is the summary. In purely military terms, the United States edges ahead, One analysis scored it 65 out of 100 in America's favor. But strategically, both sides lost in important ways. The deal simply kicks the hardest questions down the road. One expert made the most damning point of all. The most significant military achievement, destroying Iran's nuclear sites, was actually accomplished back in June 2025 during the 12-day war. Meaning the entire 2026 conflict may have been completely unnecessary. So here is the bottom line, and it is uncomfortable for Washington. America won the battle. Iran survived the war. The peace deal on the table looks far more like Tehran's wish list than Washington's, and the Islamic Republic, battered, weakened, but still standing, has shown the world it can face down the most powerful military on earth and live to tell the tale. Whether that is pragmatism, humiliation, depends entirely on who you ask. So, who do you think won? Drop your verdict in the comments. I genuinely want to know what you think. If you watched the first video, thank you. If you are new here, this is exactly what Smartobrains is about. Complex world events broken down in plain English, no jargon, no spin. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss one. See you in the next one.